All right, let's talk about Nashi, who is the most important character in Duskmorn. Without him, these other characters wouldn't have gotten involved. So Nashi is a Nezumi, a rat folk from Kamigawa, with a tragic backstory involving a character that might surprise you. You see, years ago, Tezzeret used to run an organization called the Infinite Consortium. He had a number of planeswalkers in his employ, occasionally some freelancers, and he was up to no good on multiple planes running this interplanar crime syndicate. One such plane was Kamigawa. This becomes a plot point in Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, although they don't mention the Infinite Consortium by name. But Tezzeret had a cell of his Infinite Consortium here. And they were having a problem. They wanted to move into a mana-rich swamp, but it was controlled by a small Nezumi village. Nashi's village. So Tezzeret sent his two planeswalker agents to handle it. One of them was a cruel pyromancer named Baltrice, and the other was Jace Beleren. Now, this was meant to be an easy job. They were there to help the son of the village chief remove his father, and then the son would be more accommodating to Tezzeret and his people. Except the son got found out, the chief got rid of his traitorous progeny, and set a trap for Tezzeret's goons when they showed up. In the process of trying to escape with their lives, Baltrice ended up setting so many fires it burned down the village. And the resulting fires killed Nashi's parents. Nashi ends up getting adopted by a very nice moonfolk couple, a man named Genku, and his wife, Tamio. They also had two other children of their own. Their children were Hiroku and Rumio. One day, Kaito, on the trail of Tezzeret, learns about the village that Tezzeret's people burned down and goes searching for Nashi to try and get answers to who Tezzeret was. There, he runs into Tamio, who is understandably protective of her son. Nashi, in the meantime, is hanging out with some street toughs. He's learning less than reputable skills, but still keeping his hands relatively clean. Kaito, Tamio, and the Wanderer, who I talked about yesterday, stumble upon the Phyrexian influence on Kamigawa, and they think they handle it, but Tamio ends up getting kidnapped and completed, resulting in the Wanderer putting the Phyrexian Tamio down in the midst of her invasion of Kamigawa. Now, Tamio's magic was contained in some of her scrolls. She had a story magic, and she imparted one of these on her son, one that sort of has an imprint of her personality. It's not really her, but it's like some of the mentoring aspects of her personality. It's not her literal ghost, it's like her story. And as the planes opened up through the Omen Paths, Nashi has been guided by his mother's story scroll through some adventures. Enter Duskmorn. Nashi wakes up one day to realize that his mother's scroll is gone. And suddenly, he hears his mother's voice calling to him. And it brings him to a door that has no place on Kamigawa. He scopes it out with his drones, and seems like a normal house, so he goes inside and becomes trapped. Enter the Scooby Squad of Duskmorn. The Wanderer and Kaito, both of whom feel responsible for Tamio's death, both of whom Nashi blames, to some extent, for his mother's death. They brought in their good friend Tyvar, the himbo hero, who recommended his friend Nico from back in Kaldheim. And when they arrived to where there was an open door in Ravnica, they met Zamone, who is on Ravnica, interestingly, as part of a graduate studies program from Strixhaven. Together, these five are venturing into Duskmorn to try and rescue Nashi. We're currently on episode 3 as of today. I believe the whole story will be out by early next week. But that is Nashi's story.